Lockdown season is upon us on NBA 2K23. I need you guys to sound off if you've noticed changes in passing lane steals, you lockdowns and you point guards out there. Share your thoughts about passing lane steals in the comment section below. This video is about the buff to the Interceptor badge. Now we all know 2K has announced that they patched on-ball steals where you cannot poke the ball from behind, or at least the frequency of being able to poke the ball from behind has been lowered tremendously, even though I really didn't even see that as a problem. And me as a lockdown, I don't even like to spam when I'm chasing the primary ball handler, but a lot of other folks did like to spam from behind. The reason why I didn't like it is because sometimes it'll put you like in a whole stop and swipe animation while you're trying to chase, and then some other times you just glitch to the rock and steal the ball from the ball handler with no problem. Any type of warping effects in regards to steals just should not happen. 2K also limited the warp from in front, where you're warping from like the left side to the right side, so the ball handler crosses over, moving the ball away from the defender, and the defender would indeed still warp and get an on-ball steal animation. And the frequency of both those animations have definitely lowered, and it's noticeable. But if you're one of those lockdowns who don't even play defense in that way, where you're like a blitzing type of lockdown, you see a ball handler like in a hip ride animation and then you blitz the ball handler, those are easy steals and those are still in the game. But in regards to the Interceptor badge passing lane steals, I think 2K may need to make some adjustments, because it seems that 2K hasn't factored in when they make these changes to like passing lane steals and things of that nature. It's almost like they don't factor in the other aspect, like all those player builds who have a super high pass accuracy. It's just almost like an overarching general patch or update, hotfix, whatever you want to call it, and they disregard a player who has invested a ton of attributes into their passing accuracy. And I need you guys to sound off if you've noticed this in your most recent gameplay. I tried running point guard yesterday and I have like an 85 or an 86 passing accuracy. That has quickly become the new standard for point guards. And I'm making these passes to my teammates, and on multiple occasions the passes go right to the defender, which is really odd because the defenders weren't even in like the trajectory of the pass. And I'm not referring to defenders glitching into a passing lane. I'm saying that my teammate is in the corner, the defender is like at the foul line, I motion walk over to pass to the corner so that there's nobody in the passing lane, and the ball trajectory goes right to the defender. And how many of you guys have experienced throwing a long pass to an open teammate and the ball seems to just hover in the air, where you see the defender super far from your teammate, but the ball just kind of hovers and slows down to give that defender an easy passing lane steal or tip? I know instantly a lot of players are like, well, that has to do with break starter, and break starter does indeed help, throws those like bullet pass animations, and it does seem to speed up the pass. But man, if you're passing to an open teammate and you have super high pass accuracy, that shouldn't be a problem. My pass shouldn't be slowed down. And I find it really weird that the initial speed of the pass is there, but then it just slows down when a defender is even slightly in the vicinity. I'm not complaining too much about that because the offense can make the adjustment and throw better passes or be a little more patient to set up your offense. But man, you're like an open man, the dude is down there, man. We got a fast break, let's run. And 2K says, nah, we slowing you guys down. You guys are going too crazy out there. Yesterday, I made a video about the buff to interior defense, and I thought the way 2K handled interior defense was extremely smart. Everything seems responsive. Finishers with low IQ are getting penalized by good defenders, and that's how it should have always been. But in regards to passing lane steals and this most recent buff to the Interceptor badge, mind you, 2K has not announced any type of changes to the Interceptor badge, but is extremely noticeable when you're out there on the court. And in regards to that Interceptor buff, I don't feel like 2K did it in the smart way. It seems more like a nerf to passing than a buff to the Interceptor badge. I'm not complaining too heavily about these changes because the experience playing 2K over the last couple days have been amazing with the most recent season 4 update, and I would hate for 2K to go in and start making changes and then next thing you know, nobody's gonna be able to shoot well. As you guys know, 2K touches one thing and a completely other aspect of the game gets changed, and it's so weird. So we don't necessarily want 2K to jump on in there. I was scrolling through Twitter to see if anybody else noticed a buff to the Interceptor badge, and there isn't much on that. So the community is not complaining about passing lane steals, although throughout the year I noticed on Twitter that a lot of players feel like passing lane steals need to be nerfed. But in the beginning of the year, passing lane steals seem to be more subjected to these defenders out there with super high defensive attributes. As it stands right now, I'm out there with a player with an 80 perimeter defense and a 45 steal, and I'm getting passing lane steals with no problem. But again, NBA 2K23 seems more balanced than it has been in the last few weeks, and at the very least I hope 2K leaves it where it's at. If they're gonna make improvements, hopefully they make well thought out, well executed improvements to help create more balance. I'm also curious to know what you low IQ finishers out there feel about the buff to interior defense. I know you guys, if it's not even for the games that you're playing against me when I'm running in the paint, I know you have come across some really good defenders out there who are making you look goofy as hell. Y'all sound off in the comment section below. Thank you so much for tuning in. Y'all be sure to keep it locked right here at AllCity Live TV, because we got a bunch more NBA 2K23 news, information, and updates coming your way. Our next video will be about the ankle breaker badge. Hopefully y'all can keep it locked here, and I'll catch you either on the next video or live stream. Easy, y'all.